This for me was a surprise of the auction in Kissimmee. I've often heard of a Trabant that was a product of East Germany, and here is one. I never saw one before. It's the 601S. It's a 1987 model. It was made from 1957 all the way through 1991. It had a two-cycle engine, and as a result, it really was a pretty big polluter. And so that was definitely against it. Only 2 cylinders, 2 cycles, 600 cc's. The interior doesn't look bad. Very Spartan dash. Fittings are pretty Spartan, but it was kind of like the people's car as far as common transportation. It was the usual transportation in East Germany and in many of the Russian satellite countries. It had a plastic body, and so that was interesting. Of course, it kept down the weight. Notice the parcel shelf down below. It has a four-speed transmission. There you see the pattern for shifting the transmission. And the stalk comes out of the steering column, so it's not a floor shifter. But they had to show the personnel at the auction how to shift the transmission. These are starting to get popular as they're becoming available. This one evidently won a prize at not too long ago at a car show. As I mentioned, that's the first one that I've ever seen. Notice the flat floor. The engine is in front. And I do have a view of the trunk. Was able to open that up, which you'll see in a minute. It's fairly small. It's hard to believe the whole body there is basically plastic. By the way, they did have a 1-liter VW Polo engine, a 4-stroke from 89 to 91. So they were able to move out of the two-cylinder, 2-stroke situation, which certainly was better for pollution. Now there's dew on the car. That's why it appears so grainy. This is kind of early in the morning. The hood is remarkably light, as you can imagine. So I opened the hood, and here we have the engine.
Two-cycle motor.
Not very much there.
Where's the air intake? The air intake is there.
And in a minute we'll get a look inside the trunk. There we are. Actually, it's painted pretty well on the inside here. There's the spare, housed vertically.